It's so weird. I'm still waiting for a plot.
I like it. I like the silence. That's how it is at home.
It's true. In the closet.
What is the one thing that gets easier with age? That's actually a really good question because we just celebrated a birthday.
And also because so many things get harder.
Everything gets harder. Yeah, it's true. I mean, getting up early gets harder.
Really? I find that I'm much more perky in the morning these days.
Well, Sarah started drinking coffee a couple years ago, and she's really changed. I like to gradually wake up. So, like this morning, I felt a little bit like I pressed snooze once and then immediately got up and was like, that was a mistake because if I don't get up now, I'm never getting up. So I find that's getting hard. I mean, I think traveling gets a little bit harder. Like I think
The question was easier.
Oh yeah.
Man.
See, I just focused on the
glass half empty.
Wait, what? Really? It says easier?
Yeah.
Oh, easier with age. Oh, this is easy. Everything gets easier.
No, that's completely wrong from what you just said, which was that it's like everything
One
gets
of the
harder.
things that is easier is that when you can't remember something, you just make it up.
Apparently. Apparently. I actually...
What else gets easier?
I personally find personal relationships much easier as I get older. I think I relax and I'm not as insecure and I'm not as nervous. And, when I was younger...
Really?
Yeah, I think being social and being a... we had a lot of friends when we were younger, and we have a lot of parents. We have a very interesting family dynamic, and I find that my relationships get easier as I get older. But yes, everything else, as Tegan was sort of about to list, gets harder. Waking
just
up,
about to do it.
breathing, just walking is harder. Sometimes.
Everything gets harder. It's harder to get over things.
Yeah.
Sarah, what interests you about linguistics? So Sarah mentions in the movie that if she went back to school, she would do something like, what did you say, philosophy or linguistics?
Yes. Well, I was sort of being funny. I think at some point I realized...
So you're making fun of people who are linguists?
No. Funny
majors.
as in like I was saying like if I had gone back to school as a teenager, I probably would have done something very different from what I would now. But the truth is that I would have a hard time picking something to focus on at school because I find my interests change all the time, and I think what I've always, I try not to think this way, but school, college, university, whatever, it always seems like the goal is a job at the end. And when I really worry about is no matter what I take in school, that there's a job waiting for me at the end of it. And I'm like, what is the job that I could do if I couldn't do music? And
where you'd have to do the least amount of work?
No. I love work. That's the thing, is I love to be challenged and stimulated, and I love to be thinking and active and whatever. So it's interesting because if I always tell people that if I couldn't play music, the one thing that I love about our business in the industry that we're in is that we do play music and perform, but we also do a lot of behind the scenes stuff. So I'm wondering if the 10 plus years in the music industry qualifies as an MBA. I'm wondering if I have a business degree.
But then what would you use it for?
Well, that's the thing. Maybe I'd open a cucumber shop. Who knows? The point here
I don't think you need an MBA to open a cucumber shop.
What if you had to look at statistics? I mean, I'm sure it's hard. You work with farmers and crops and tornadoes and who gets it. And I just like the idea of a product and moving that product around and making it interesting to a consumer.
Okay. There you have it, people.
Yeah.
Do you want to ask me a question?
It's really hard because, can I turn
it?
Yeah,
turn
thank you.
Take back the control.
Okay, let's see here. These are all really cute questions. If we don't pick your questions, don't think it's personal.
I thought the one about our parents was funny.
Where is that one now?
At the bottom there.
Oh, okay. This is very interesting. The question is about our parents and what they thought about being in the DVD. I think our parents thought...
Okay, now see, you're supposed to ask me the question.
It was very exciting to be in the DVD.
You're...
I thought our parents were really excited to be in the DVD.
Sarah would like to ask herself another question, just coming up on live stream.
Okay. What did you...
Tegan and Sara, but Tegan will be silent.
Tegan, what did Dad say to you after he saw the DVD live in Los Angeles? What did he say to you?
Yeah, all three of our parents are in the, people out there are like, 3 parents, that's interesting. That's how he turned out gay. Just kidding.
Oh my God, why? Some of the thoughts should stay inside of
that's what I've
the head.
Thinking a lot today.
Okay.
So all 3 of our parents came to a screening over in North America over the last 10 days, and all of them have had really different responses. Our mom said that my mom, by the way, looks like a babe in the movie, and she's taken very good care of herself. She looks great. Sarah and I would agree. But she was very self-conscious about the way she looked. So she was mostly just critical of the way she looked. But she thought the DVDs were good.
Yeah, I think she was really happy with
she was
DVDs.
very excited. She's like, my part was weird, but...
A little nervous to see herself huge up on the big screen.
Yeah. My
which
dad,
is pretty common.
totally
Most
fair.
people don't hear themselves or look at themselves in that kind of way.
They were very self-conscious, as anyone would be.
Absolutely.
So, and I think it's unfair that she can't. She should. Or it's fair. She should be able to say she's uncomfortable looking at herself on a 10-foot high screen. Okay.
Yes, fair.
So our father, he was more sentimental. He when the movie credits were rolling, he turned to me and said we should be very proud and that this was a really neat, really neat project, and how lucky for us that we have this archive to look back at. And then I said to him, well, do you feel self-conscious? Mom thought she looked old. And he said, yeah, I look old. But that was it. But he doesn't look old either. So
They look pretty young.
they look great.
Yeah.
And then our stepfather, our third parent, he was not self-conscious at all. He was very sentimental. We talk about him a lot in the movie. So he's basically like the silent star of the movie. So I think he was pretty excited. He was wearing his leather jacket and he was pretty stoked.
He
so
did seem to have a good time.
the movies are worth getting just so that you can see our parents, really, because they're really great in the movies. So, Sarah?
There's this interesting question about a favorite memory from our very first tour. And
I bet you have a few.
well, this is the thing. It's interesting because we capture a lot of what we do now, whether we're filming ourselves or we're taking photos or whatever. But back then, we
Limited.
didn't. Yeah, we didn't. It's crazy to say this, but there was no internet.
No cell
Well, there
phones.
was internet, but we didn't have any internet
It
at that
wasn't
point.
wireless. You didn't have laptops.
Certainly not. And even in hotels, there was no internet. Like, I remember being on that first tour. And
the word update did not happen. Nobody
No.
ever said, we need to update your blog or whatever.
Oh,
it was
no,
just
no,
like,
no.
are you alive?
I
Call
think-
us from a payphone.
No, I think we had like a single page, teganandsara.com, and it just had tour dates. But we used to go to libraries. You would go into the library, pretend to be browsing, and then you would walk over to the computer and appear as though you were doing research, and then you would check the internet. And if they caught you checking your email, and there would be these big signs that said, "Do not check your email."
Yeah.
Now they'd be like, "Go ahead, check your email."
Yeah.
But
That's what
back then-
libraries are for.
Yeah, basically. But so
Come here to look up Wikipedia.
yeah. So that tour was crazy, and we camped a lot of it because we didn't have any money. Like, we didn't even have a van. We just had our friend borrowed his dad's SUV, and we packed it full of like tents and pillows and coolers, and he had a fast gas credit card that was like a gas station in Canada, and it only went from Vancouver to like Winnipeg, which is about halfway through the country. So we like stocked up on food from fast gas using
I'm
the
sure
credit
he'd
card.
appreciate you admitting that on live stream.
He's probably not watching. He's probably raising children and cutting down trees, and
Right.
he's in his life. But so we got to Winnipeg, and then we couldn't use the fast gas credit card anymore. So we would have a daily food budget, which was about $5 each, which meant
Enough for McDonald's.
yeah, it was basically McDonald's or like meatball subs. And we would camp at night unless we couldn't find a campground. And then in that case, there was so much stuff in the car, you couldn't even put the seats back. You would just sleep sitting straight up. And then sometimes our tour manager / friend, Mike, he would crawl up into the roof rack. He would just sleep up there with the camping gear. So that's a first tour fun memory for me.
We thought it was
The
great,
good old days.
though.
Why do we want it to change? We should just go back to
Go
the
back to that. We
SUV.
loved it. We were
Yeah.
we were liberated. We felt like we were the luckiest people on the
I
planet.
don't know if I would not describe us as that. I know all of you in this room are really hard at work, but do you hate us? None of you have even smiled once.
No, he's smiling a lot, actually.
You're
quite
smiling,
a bit.
it's
Yeah.
true.
They look really pleasant.
You're not smiling. Does smiling impact the camera
Yeah,
and how it operates if you smile?
Look at they're holding those cameras in their arms for an hour.
The gentleman in the purple shirt, he won't even smile. He's
Smiling. You can't
purposely
see him.
trying not
Now
to
he's
smile at me
laughing.
now.
Well, he's holding a camera.
I know, but it's like he
He
thinks
probably
it's gonna-
loses his job. So
If you
he's
smile,
like a Mountie.
is it
if-
directly affected to the aperture? Like if you smile, does the aperture change?
No, he's like, I can't talk. I'm doing my job.
He says, yeah, a little bit.
They
Okay.
told us we were allowed to interact with the people, so it's all good. Okay, let's take a couple more questions.
Oh, sure. These are all great questions. There's a question about working with Morgan Page on the song Bodywork, which is a song that is going to come out in the new year officially. And Morgan Page, so sweet, sent us a bunch of instrumental tracks. We wrote a couple songs that made his record. Really fun for us to work in a different genre of music because it's
I think so.
totally different instincts in a way. Like it's much less subtle than what we do.
Well, and I also say to people all the time, even if you don't listen to dance music at home, which I understand, some people that's like too much. When you go out, it's undeniable when you go out to a club and there's a great dance remix on or a great, artist that's playing, you can't help but feel that. I mean, we used to go to raves as teenagers. I mean, we were at Coachella last year and when Tiesto performed, I guess that was the year before, but I mean, it is unbelievable when you're with that many people. It's a very like human moment to be with all those people dancing and,
Primal.
primal.
Yeah. I think so too.
So it's like really exciting to make one of those songs that will have a primal effect on people.
That's true, because the thing for me, as I get older, I listen to a lot of lounging around the house, quietly thinking music. You know, like I listen to a lot of NPR. I listen to a lot of like Patsy Cline, and I got really into this older artist who had a reissue this year, Mickey Newbury. I just listened to that record so much. It's so beautiful. And admittedly, you go out to a club, NPR Fresh Air is not going to work over the sound system.
You need some Morgan Page.
You need some Morgan Page with bodywork. So yes, it was really exciting to work with him. Yeah. Do you want to do another song?
Good answer.
Yeah.
Is it time for one? I'm just,
Yeah, we're at 2. We have about 20 minutes left. So we
want to jam?
Let's jam.
Okay.
Okay.
What song do you want to play?
Why don't we do, let's do Call It Off.
Call It
Won't
Off?
Be Left.
I Won't Be Left. Let's do I Won't Be Left.
I Won't Be Left.
Okay. Now we will switch positions. Watch.
Okay. This is almost like this. It's because we're just totally on our own and no one's interacting with us and there's no moderator. I have this feeling like we're dead and we're the entertainment for all the people wherever dead people go.
It's very, very strange.
It's just like you just have to be on the radio for the rest of your life, or like TV stream.
See, I have a whole different perspective. This feels very much like Wayne's World. Like we're Wayne and Garth, and this is like our weird community TV show that we do once a week. And we have topics and we bring guests in, but mainly we just play songs like kind of SNL style, like me and you, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
That seems a little less morbid, don't you think?
Yeah.
This song's about death. What? Oh, I'll wait for you.
You said I won't be left.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I didn't have my
I mean, I don't know what's going
sound.
on. You're right.
Here we go.
You're
Pop
right.
pad 2. I mean, I'm ready to go. If you want to do Call It Off, I'm ready.
No.
Yeah?
Let's
Okay.
do I Won't Be Left. You know, end on a high note. I mean, end on a low note.
Yeah, serious bummer note.
Okay. This guitar, I don't know if you can see this at home on live stream, but this guitar's a little bit bigger than the one I usually play, so there's like a lot of excess guitar right here. Like this part, I just don't even need this part of the guitar. Like this part could just be on. So I have to kind of like hug the guitar and hold it on my lap, so if it falls off at any point, just look away.